we'll never get to the cruise stuff. So we'll do the Disneyland stuff like later. Uh-oh.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever you want to talk about.
Let's see here. An error occurred on X.
So we're doing like a trip report show then, kind of.
Yeah. Because my person never got back to me for.
So this is gonna be for the next Monday then.
Yeah, this will be for this Monday.
Oh,
This coming
oh,
Monday.
yeah, sweet. Hot off the press.
Off the press.
So you watched the Must See Adventure, like where we did the tequila tasting?
I did. Yeah.
Nice. That was fun.
The horn. Come on.
Oh yeah. I mean, I had to give a shout out to you, man. I did not know that piece of trivia.
I so want to go on a cruise so bad. Pam and I were talking about it. She said she's like, we're gonna look at Mallory's schedule. Maybe we can do. She said maybe like we could do a short one this summer and one this fall. I'm like, let's go, because we'll see. Like she's like, we got to ask like Mallory if she'll want to do one.
Dude, if you do like a short like weekend one, like we might crash something.
I'll have to
like
let
that.
you know. But like I'll have to see, like, because Mallory's got like this orientation one weekend. She's got her move in.
Yep.
So it'd be like super last minute. But
I mean, you know what my next one is, because like I'm excited for that. Doing a 7-nighter, baby.
I love that itinerary too. I love that itinerary. Why isn't
I had to book my like, because my window opened for excursions like the last night on the Wonder. So like I like while we're at Tiana's, like I had to like start booking. I can talk about that on the trip before, but I had to start booking like excursions because I wanted to get a cabana, and I'll share if I got it or not.
Oh wait, I got to make sure I get the recording software up.
Dude, the Wonder, man. I mean, I can't wait to talk about the Wonder.
That's what I was telling Pam. I'm like, Scotty said he liked the Wonder better than the Magic, even, because I kept telling Pam, like, I just got to do. I told her I want to do this, this cruise you're doing. I showed her the pictures and stuff that you
dude. You got to do this. You got to do the sailing, man.
I was like, God, I want to do, and even like, because like not all the sailings in the fall go to Catalina. Very few actually do. But I just like, even if we don't, like, I just want to do that cruise, and because I mean, I'll probably do it again, right? Because it's like it's affordable. Like that's one you could do again.
That's the thing, dude. Like that 4-night cruise was like. It was, when you compare it to like other 4-night cruises, like, dude, it was like a steal almost. Like, because you could put like, you could use your placeholder on it too, like.
I have a placeholder I need to use. That's what I was telling her. Like, it's what the summer or this fall, like it would still even want to work. And I'm like, it's sitting there. Like, we got to use it. Like, come on now. So we'll see. Yeah, because I'm like, man, because like, you're killing me with all these cruises, and I'm booking so many. Like, I'm sitting here, and the thing is, Pam and Mallory are going to Mexico for Mallory's senior trip. I'm not going, and our 20th wedding anniversary is the next day. Like, so I'm like, do we get to do anything for our 20th anniversary?
No,
like,
come on. Okay, just join us on the treasure, Mike. Come on.
Like, I want to go somewhere. I want to cruise. I want to do something for our anniversary.
I know, because like your last couple of cruise, I mean, we did the Magic one, but like you've been like on these like. I mean, you and Pam did the Destiny, but it was like a preview, like, which was cool. But like, you haven't done like a nice long cruise, I guess. But we had the Magic one though, which was good last summer.
We're gonna do a long one eventually, because actually Mallory keeps asking to do she wants to do a Mediterranean cruise next summer.
Yeah, heck yeah.
But it's the Wish. I don't like the Wish, dude.
I love the Wish
over there. I'm not a Wish fan.
I mean, I'm just saying, like. I mean, it's kind of expensive on Disney too. Like, you could look at a Royal Mediterranean cruise too. I know. I mean, those are nice ships.
I'm not against the Wish. I just wish it was a different ship. Like, I'd rather do it on like a classic ship, or like a fantasy or a dream. Like, that'd be my wish. Like a classic or a fantasy dream class.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not a big fan of the Wish class.
I know.
Okay, let's do this podcast. We'll sit here.
It's my least favorite of the 3 classes for sure.
Me too. All right. So this is, I don't know. Let me look. Pam and I recorded 2 yesterday. So let's see.
I don't know. I thought you were going to call me in, and then I was like, man, they've been recording for a long time. I think they're doing 2.
Well, dude, I didn't know. I mean, you just got back. I know you got to catch up. That week when you get back is rough.
I mean, I was cool. I mean, I was cool with it, but I was ready to go though if you needed me.
Well, I knew I probably needed you for today, so that's why I was waiting too. Because the person never got back to me, and I wanted to do this, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait because I need him for Monday. Okay, so let's see, what do we do? Because it would have been better if you would have joined us for the Friday show, because that one would have been better with 3, but I wasn't asking. Okay, it's 28:59. Here we go. Welcome to episode 2859 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Monday to you. Hope you're getting ready for a great week and happy St. Patrick's Day, a day early to everybody. Hope you got that green on. Well, at least you got it on the, ready for tomorrow at least. And, happy birthday to my grandma up in heaven, man. She was a St. Patrick's Day baby, and we always celebrated it with her with a green cupcake, and she always loved that. So miss grandma, but I know she's having a good one up in heaven. So happy birthday, grandma, up there. And we're gonna have a great podcast for you today because it's Trip Report, but it's also a Mike and Scott show, and glad to have him back. Not that I was stalking him on Find My Friends and in the Discord with all the great San Diego content, all the Disneyland content, and all the Disney Wonder content, but we're glad to be back together on a podcast, Scotty G Must See Adventures, where you have to get over there and subscribe and like and have all the fun. Check it all out. It's awesome. Scott, glad to have you back. What's going on, buddy?
Glad to be back. And I just have to say this right now because I know you're kind of against this, but when you're filling out your best podcast bracket this week, as you know, it's the March Madness, you got to have Be Our Guest Podcast going all the way. Make sure Be Our Guest Podcast is winning the title, because who else would win the title?
Dude, at least if we come up against Kansas, we're taking them out. If we come up against anything from Kansas, please vote us.
And we don't want to be negative, but I was trying to think, like, who's the Kansas of the Disney podcast world? We're not going to say who that is because we're nice around here, but
tread lightly.
But make sure when you're filling out your podcast bracket that Be Our Guest Podcast is going all the way.
And let's just say the Be Our Guest Podcast again is marking you safe. What's that? They put on Facebook. You have been marked safe from another year of bracket podcasts on the Be Our Guest Podcast. We are not doing brackets, but every other podcast you listen to will match up. What is the 64 best attractions at Walt Disney World? Let's find out. And it'll be the same thing as it's been for the last
25 years.
So we're just going to chug right on and just do our thing.
It's never going to do a trip report like we always do.
We're not old and curmudgeons, but we're just going to, it's just like, it doesn't vary that much. But hey, remember, but the good thing about being old and being around forever. Remember that year? Let's go down memory lane, Scotty G, before we get talking about your cruise. Remember when they Disney officially did that with they named, they made shirts and
yes,
t-shirts,
the people movers or whatever, or something like that.
Yeah, the people movers and the Tower of Terrors, and there was a whole thing like that.
That was kind of cool.
That was cool. And didn't they sell the stuff too? You could buy it.
I think on the Disney store maybe is where you could have bought them. Maybe I'm sure they had them in the parks too. I remember vividly ordering them on the Shop Disney or the Disney store. And I just remember our friend Georgia, from Georgia, he just really wanted the people mover shirt. He was all in on that one. So that one really resonates with me. But yeah, I remember that. That was probably in 2018, 2017, somewhere in there, maybe. Yeah, that was weird. That was a weird one that they did. Sometimes Disney does some weird stuff, right? Because they wanted to get in on the bracket stuff too, So
yeah, I mean, it's a thing. And it'd be great. It'd be great if my daughter's team is still dancing here on a Monday, but I mean, you never know. I mean, upsets happen. It's March Madness. I'm wearing my UIC stuff as we're recording here before the Valley Conference season starts. And I did tell her, because I'm wearing this before their tournament starts. She goes, good. I'm glad you're not wearing that on the day we play, because I'm a jinx. So she says, good. Glad you're wearing it today, not tomorrow as the tournament starts. I'm like, I'm thinking of you. Will not wear it while you play. So there you go, Paige, helping you out. All right, let's talk about your cruise. So we have a lot to break down. We're not going to talk about everything today because otherwise it'll be a long show. We'll come back and talk Disneyland on another show, because I know you have a lot of thoughts about the 70th anniversary. You got to see Paint the Night again, got to do some new stuff. And we are going to talk about that. We can maybe do that next Monday or maybe next Friday on the show. We have other shows. But I'm dying to hear just the meat of the cruise. But before we do that, let's talk about why you decided to do this particular sailing and this time of year. How did this come together for you?
Yeah, so as you know, like I have cruise fever really badly
Yes,
right
you
now.
do. I know. Yes, you do. And I
As my
love it for
travel
you.
agent, you
Yeah.
definitely know. So, and I've been just checking boxes on these ships, like with the BR Guest podcast last summer, like I have never been on a classic ship. So wanted to sail the Magic. So that worked out really great. Loved the Magic. We had the best time. We're actually showing those videos right now on the channel, the Must See Adventure YouTube channel. And I was like, man, I got to get on the Wonder next. And it's always been in my thought, like, we're going to do an Alaska cruise, and that's how we're going to do the Wonder. And I think the Wonder is still going to be around for a while, but a part of me is kind of nervous, Mike. I don't know why, but like I get nervous about these classic ships going away. I don't want to put that out there, but they're
Stop.
old.
Stop. 'Cause I
I
love those
know.
ships so
I
much.
love those ships too. But I was like, Alaska's not happening this year, and I don't know if it's going to happen in 27. So I just really want to get on the Wonder. And I was just looking at itineraries, and I'm like, wow, like they do some cruises out of San Diego before they go to Alaska. And I was looking at Emily's spring break, and it's like at the last week of February, and I'm like, wow, that's interesting. They do a 4-night sailing out of San Diego the week of Emily's spring break. We could do a land. We always talk about land and sea trips, right, in Florida, where you do a few days in World, then you go on a cruise in the Bahamas. You go to Nassau, Castaway Cay. I'm like, we can kind of just mimic that, but do it in out west. We can go to Disneyland for a couple days and do a cruise on the Wonder, and then go to San Diego, which is a town we absolutely love. So, like, how about we do the Florida version that we do sometimes and just do it out west over spring break? So that's how it all became to be. We can check another box, do another classic ship, do the Wonder, which we still plan to do the Wonder on Alaska because we really want to do that trip. But it just gives us that cushion or that comfort knowing that we have done the Wonder now. We can say we've done it because, well, you'll hear that at the end of this. I think I might want to do the Wonder again because it's a pretty darn cool ship. But yeah, so that's how it all became to be.
Which I thought was interesting because when we talked, offline, because we've been talking about this cruise ever since you got back, and you're helping me actually with another guest because I haven't done this particular sailing. I am going to do the sailing. I've already talked to my wife; she's all in, so we're going to do this probably in the fall. Because your pictures, your whole experience, I'm like, I got to do it because I love the classic ships. But you gave a lot of parallels, like you just mentioned, and I don't think Disney even sells this. That there is a lot of parallels to, Port Canaveral, Walt Disney World, that land and sea experience, but they don't really ever, I've never heard them even talk about, that kind of experience where you can get a little Disneyland experience and do
Mhm.
a Disney cruise out of San Diego. But I mean, how challenging is it for you to go to, say to get to the port in San Diego and Disneyland? I mean, like compare that to the Port Canaveral Walt Disney World experience. What
So it's a
harder?
little more. So it's a little more challenging just because of there's a lot more people, right, in Southern California. The traffic is a little busier. So I would say just, but there's, but you could take like public transportation too, right? There's like a train that could connect you to San Diego to Anaheim. We actually looked at that like 10 years ago when we made our first trip out to Southern California. But you could rent a car, right? And I know not everyone is comfortable renting a car and driving in that traffic. I'm okay with that, but there is like public transportation you can do. But I would say it's about an hour and a half on a good day. So
Mhm.
I would say plan for 2 hours. So as you can see, like that's a little bit further. That's a more of a stretch
Yeah, about twice
than
that. No, a
yeah,
little
than Walt
less.
Disney World to Port Canaveral. But it's definitely doable. And how we did it, I know we're not going to talk about the Disneyland part, but we flew in on a Friday night to San Diego. I just want to make San Diego kind of like our base airport. We could have flew into Anaheim and then maybe drove to San Diego the night of the morning of our cruise, but I just wanted San Diego to kind of be our base airport. So we flew into San Diego, then drove to Anaheim that Friday night, and then stayed the night there so that we can be fresh, and then 2 full days at Disneyland first, and then drove back to the port Monday morning. Is kind of how we did it. And the traffic honestly wasn't too bad for us. Just we just put in a buffer for time, just to make sure we had time to get there for the port, especially because we always say be there early for the port. That ship is going to leave without you regardless. But so we had all the time in the world on Friday because we weren't going to the park that day, so we were able to take our time, stop at In and Out, things like that. Gotta go to In and Out, right?
Yeah, dude.
when,
My
when
dad
you're out
talks
there.
about it nonstop, and I'm like, stop, because I never get it hardly. Because even when I go to Disneyland, I take an Uber and I can't tell him to stop. I wish I could.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, but it is interesting that they don't advertise that more, because I really think it's doable, and you just do a couple days, right, and then you do your cruise for 4 nights. The problem is like they just don't constantly sail out of San Diego like they do in Florida, and I think that's probably why, right? Because there's always ships sailing out of Port Canaveral where there's not always ships sailing out of San Diego. It's probably why they don't promote it
That's
as
a good
much.
point. Yeah, because it's like a more random kind of schedule. That's a good point. So now let me ask you this. So we are going to talk about Disneyland. Your stay at the Tropicana, Good Neighbor Hotel, all the stuff. Like I said, we're going to do a separate show on that. So let's talk about the pre-embarkation stuff. So how was the airport experience at San Diego for folks that are not experienced with that? And as far as getting to the port and the port experience at San Diego, as far as scenery, ease of getting on the ship, well, you had a car, so like dealing with the car and that kind of stuff. How was
So
it
I
all as far as
love
walking onto the ship?
so I love San Diego, and I love that whole hub there. So I don't think you've been before, Mike.
I'm not.
So
But
when
God,
you go on this cruise, I kind of
it's like my jam though, because I love airplanes.
yeah.
I love any kind of transportation, like the boats and the airplanes. I told
I
Pam,
kind of want to go with you whenever you book this cruise. Like, I kind of want to be your guide a little bit,
oh,
because I just want to see your reaction to
yes,
San Diego. So the
because it's
airport
even
is really
soaring, like the original soaring, like
yeah.
they did that little San Diego part. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
there's a bit of well, which I saw at Disneyland. And we're not talking about Disneyland, but
yeah, you did. Because
but
yeah, it's their festival, yeah, California thing.
so that whole hub where like the airport is and the port is just so cool. I think the airport is really nice. It is a very busy airport, and if I recall right, it's just one runway too, which is really interesting. As busy as that airport is, it's just one runway. So if the pilot kind of like misses like their timing, they have to like kind of like circle back all the way around. It's kind of interesting. And there's flights coming in and out like every 90 seconds. And it's right by the port. And if you're like hanging out in the Little Italy area of San Diego, those that have been will know kind of what I'm talking about. You're seeing planes taking off and landing constantly. And it is the coolest thing. Like you'll just be like at an outdoor restaurant, just like having a coffee, having a cocktail, having a slice of pizza or whatever, just hanging out outside, and you're constantly seeing planes coming in and taking off. And it is, and as a plane guy like you are, I think you would absolutely just love it. It
Yeah.
is the coolest thing. And then the thing is that's right next to the port too. So how we embarked the ship. So we did drive from Anaheim, but we didn't want to deal with parking and like pay for a rental fee for our car for those 4 days. So we actually dropped the car back to the airport. So it kind of felt like we were a new flight in a way, right? So like it's like we almost landed at the airport. So we actually took an Uber from the airport to the port, and that was really easy. And it was a because they're so close together. Like I mean, it's kind of reminded me of Fort Lauderdale a little bit.
I was going to say Lauderdale, like it was closer than Lauderdale's
Yeah,
airport.
it's even closer than Fort
Yeah,
Lauderdale,
nice.
actually.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was a quick ride. We didn't have tags because we did a guarantee, and like we didn't get our room assignment till like 4 days before. Like it was like really late on that. So we got dropped off where like the porters were a little clunkier, I would say, than like Port Canaveral. Like Port Canaveral, they have like a really good system, like where they have that line of porters. This was kind of a little more scattered, but they like dropped you off at an umbrella basically, and then you just told them like, here's my room number, and they just kind of wrote them down on the tag and like, okay, you're good to go. And then you went into like a warehouse basically. So it felt more like run down than like a like how
I'd have been
Port
worried I'm
Canaveral.
going to end up on an aircraft carrier or something.
Yeah, kind of.
If I start giving
And
you
like,
fatigues, man, be careful.
yeah, it felt very warehouse like. It actually, I know you haven't been here either, but it reminded me of like when we sailed out of Southampton in England. Like it was very, very. I got a very similar vibe to that. And there were signs like no video, so I wasn't taking video. But then I saw a guy that started taking video. I was like, well, I'm gonna start taking video
Like,
now
dude,
too.
I'm a vlogger, man. This is what I do.
Yeah.
This is
So I got very little video in that because I was nervous someone was gonna yell at me. But that was kind of cool. So once we got on the ship, it was really good. But this is something that we did that we normally don't do, and it was Emily's idea. So we went to the French Quarter Lounge to see how our dining was, because we were paired up with another family the last time on the Fantasy, which is fine. It's great. We're talking. We love to meet with people. It was weird to record with another family like while dining, and this was like a not a fully sold cruise, so we just wanted to see like if we could get our own table this time, just because we haven't connected with Emily in a while because it's spring break. You know, she's been in college, and then we actually were grouped with another table, but they were able to just give us our own table, which was great. That's kind of what we wanted this cruise.
By the way, you can always tell your travel agent. It's just a checkbox.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah, we can just check a box and you get a private table.
Oh, well, thanks for the tip there. I didn't know that.
Just so you know, just let me know, dude. I'll get you a private table. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got our private table.
I mean,
then we went up
to a social person. I never check it, so I didn't know.
I mean, we usually don't mind.
I get it for filming purposes. Yeah.
Yeah, and for this time, we just kind of wanted it. But anyway, so then we went to Cabanas, and Emily's like, let's sit outside at Cabanas because it was like 65 degrees. And at Port Canaveral, you're usually not wanting to sit outside, you know, because it's blazing hot and there's not much to look at. But here, that port is so cool, Mike, because you got like Navy ships.
Oh,
you got Navy ships out there, and you have the airport. So we found a table like right in the back of the outdoor deck of Cabanas. And Mike, we just sat there and we just watched like Southwest planes go off, American planes go off, Delta planes go off. We have ships to the left of us. It was such a vibe like that you just don't get like in Port Canaveral. And then you had this great like breeze coming off, you know, like I can't explain it, man. It was the coolest way to start your like cruise vacation, no doubt.
Because that makes the embarkation day almost like a port. You know what I'm saying? Like a destination. You know, like usually your embarkation day is just like, okay, we're killing time till the muster drill, till the sail away party. Okay, let's get rolling. But like say, I mean, it's a gorgeous site. You got stuff to look at. You know, you're not going anywhere. But I mean, it's for like geeks like us. I mean, I love the transportation stuff.
Well, that was the thing too. When we walked in and they announced us, and you see. On the Wonder, like you're always like, wow, why is the atrium so small? Because I'm used to the dream class, you know, like that still gets me every time. Like, but I love it though. It's so cute, you know, like, but they have those portholes right at the end of deck 3 there. And we just kind of look out the porthole and boom, like you saw a plane coming off instantly. Like, oh, you just don't see that. Like that was just so cool. Like, why is there a plane going off? Like, just I'm telling you, that's like my favorite port to sail out of now. All of a sudden, like there was just so much stuff happening around there. It was just a really cool port day, I gotta say.
All right, hang on. We're going to commercial so I can go get my wife and tell her we're booking this real quick so that we.
Right.
I love classic ships, and I got to get to say it because I've never been to San Diego in my life. Now I told you I got a passport. I don't need it for this one.
Well, unless if you end up in Tijuana somehow by accident. When you're 15 miles away from Tijuana, if you're driving around, you never know.
I can use it instead of my birth certificate. Now I don't have to be one of those people that use the birth certificate on the embark, you know, like the thing. I've used it for I'm almost Pearl, and I've used the birth certificate every time for online.
That's crazy.
You know how hard that is to like get that just right. It's a thing, but
that's impressive.
I bet you they have like a picture of me at Disney Cruise Line headquarters. Like this guy is almost Pearl, and he's still using a birth certificate. Like he's
your legendary status, right?
I'm sure. Like
they call that the Rawman is what they do.
This guy needs to get a passport at some point in his life, and he's a travel agent.
They're going to give you a standing ovation the first time they actually see you check in with a passport.
100%. Okay, so you get on. So give us that first day vibe. Is it because again, a lot of folks have that Bahamian Caribbean sailing. Let's go there. What's the comparison to a Mexican Riviera cruise vibe compared to a you've done European sailings, you've Royal Caribbean, you did the Norwegian sailing. What's this vibe feel like as far as embarkation day, sail away party, all that stuff, the muster drill?
So I'll tell you this, like I felt that like there was a lot of first time cruisers on here.
Really?
Yeah, I felt there were
mostly like Southern Californians, you think?
Because I think there's a lot of Southern California, a lot of West Coast people that don't cruise as much. It was the kind of the vibe I was getting. I mean, there was still some like Castaway Club, you know, because when I booked, like I felt like there was not very many platinum people because I got a really good boarding group.
Platinum.
I know, right? Showing it off. Like, hey, platinum here. And you see a lot of like California, like Jason always talks about sports teams, like in the parks. Yeah. You're seeing a lot of Dodgers gear, like at the sail away party, lots of San Diego Padres gear. Yeah. A lot of Rams gear, you know, which you normally don't. Actually, I'll tell you this: there's so much Seahawks gear, like Super Bowl champions.
That's true.
Gear, like on this cruise. So like, you just, so it's like a different vibe, you know, you got like a different like sports fandom. I know that's like a weird thing to like notice, but you notice like what kind of clothes, like jerseys that people wear on these cruises, you know. But it felt like it was a lot of like first time cruisers, was the vibe I was getting, because a lot of people like asking questions like where to go, which was interesting, like because I feel like I don't get that a lot when you sail out of Port Canaveral, like people asking like where certain parts of the ship are. And like that even happened on the last night, not to jump too far ahead, but we were at Tiana's on the last night, and the guy came up to our tables like, you guys look like you are seasoned cruisers. Maybe because we're like
You've been
filming and stuff
filming the
too.
whole cruise.
I know.
In your
But
TV.
he's like, how do I handle this? How do I handle the gratuity stuff? So like, that's what I'm saying. Like there was a lot of newbies on the cruise. So like, and I was happy to help people throughout the cruise and like answering questions, you know, me, you know
You're
us.
like the assistant cruise director by that point.
Right. But it wasn't a sold out cruise by any means either. So like the sail a wave party, it was really easy to like get on the rail, like on deck 10, which a lot of times, you know, after muster, like you might be a couple people deep and not be on the rail. So it was really easy to like position yourself for pirate night and things like that, which was kind of cool because it wasn't a sold out ship, and like, and maybe not everyone knew that they had to get there. Like, and same with like character photos, like you'd be on the Navigator app and be like, okay, Mickey's going to be here at like 3:30 or whatever. And a lot of times we would be like the first people there, because like we're just, our minds are trained, like we know like you got to be there for things at like 3:30 or whatever. So we were like the first in line for a lot of things on this cruise, just probably because of our experience, you know.
You know what though?
It's
It's probably the difference between like the East Coast parks mindset and West Coast. But you know, think about Disneyland and Walt Disney World. You're like a world like mindset person compared to like the Disneyland person. Like they just kind of casually meet the characters in the parks and they don't line up. Maybe
that could be.
I don't know the theories, but you're right. First time people wouldn't really know what's going on. They're just going to wander around and see what happens. But you're platinum. You've done all these cruises, and at the end though, I want to hear, because you've been on both the Wonder and the Magic in the same year, so I got to hear the hot takes on that. But we're holding that to the end. Okay, so first night. So what was the entertainment? What was dinner the first night and all that stuff? So because the first night's kind of hectic though. You're waiting for your luggage to get it. You know,
yeah, the first day is always hectic because, I mean, this is, you know how I feel about this. I wish Disney Cruise Line would listen a little bit. And I know why they do it, because it is like a family cruise line, you know, with lots of kids. So safety is a huge thing. But I wish there's a way to fix the muster drill setup, because I really don't like going and sitting in the, I mean, luckily, like my last few muster drills have been in the theater.
Shuffleboard, you know, court, you know, if you're unlucky, sometimes you get a restaurant. But
I know the last few I've been in the Walt Disney Theater, so I've been really lucky.
Yeah, that's better than on the shuffleboard court. Yeah,
exactly. I know, right? But even if you were outside on this day, like it would have been fine. It was a nice breeze, you know. It was a good day to be outside, you know. But I mean, that's just like, it makes it difficult sometimes, because like you unpack, you know, you wait for your bags, and then you're like, oh, what do I do next? Like, well, I don't know what to do next, because like in 30 minutes is the muster. Like it's hard to get into something sometimes, you know. So then you do the muster, sail a wave, you know how that whole routine goes. But we did second dining. We've kind of been enjoying second dining lately.
You've been doing second dining at home. I mean, lately.
I know, right? Like I'm just like accustomed to that. That's how I live life. I do second dining at home. You're right. But because of second dining, and you learn this too when we sailed the Magic, you kind of had to go up to like the Duck and Diner or Pete's Boiler or Daisy Delights. You kind of have to snack a little bit, because there's no way you could make it to 8, you know.
Yeah, but then you don't get the late nights. That takes away your like 10:30 pizza.
Your 10:30 pizza a little bit. Yeah,
there. Yeah, that's
So it was like chicken shawarma, like at 5 o'clock. You know, it's kind of what I was doing. You know, but we had we were in Triton's for the first night, which would be like Lumiere's Royal Court, and got to meet our serving team, which were great. Savio and Rika, they were terrific. Shout out to them. They are awesome. They were a great serving team. Got to really get along with them. But I love the restaurants, okay, on the classic ships. We talked about this when we were on the Magic, because you can see the entire restaurant. Unlike
you pointed that out in the latest Must See Adventures. Like, I know you kind of went around and Emily pointed this out. Like, you know, in the larger ships, you see like half the restaurant from your point of view at your seat. And like you were showing, you panned around the restaurant, and that is the entire restaurant, which makes it feel like a real restaurant on land. And I don't know why, but like mentally, it just makes it feel more comfortable.
It does for me, right? I just love that. I love that about the classic ships, like that space. Even if like they're full of people, right? It just feels, I don't know, it just feels more comfortable, like you said. Like, so I like that. And maybe it's because we had second dining too, but like we were probably 50% full. Like our dining rotation. It was kind of crazy. Like, so we were hitting on all cylinders, like with our dining team. Like we were like finishing dinner pretty quickly, actually, which I wasn't mad about, to be honest. Like get me out of there. Like, let's go have some fun.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have a funny story about first night. If you would like to know a funny story,
let's go.
So we're doing a trivia. Oh, we won our first trivia, by the way. We won the first trivia of the entire cruise, which was general Disney knowledge in the D Lounge. We took it down.
Who else? I mean, come on. Right. They were asking, you're the assistant cruise director. People asking you questions.
Yeah, exactly. Then we did a second trivia in the D Lounge. And before that, I had a major fail. I forgot to pack our cups.
No way. Like, you mean these?
Yes. Yeah, I forgot to pack our like cruise cups that we do for like with our names on them.
All behind me, yes.
Yeah. So I had to like go with like the small cups, the whole cruise.
Gee,
It was a big packing fail.
Best ever cruise accessory in the history of the world.
I know. How could I forget that? So we're in the D Lounge doing our second trivia of the cruise, and I'm kind of thirsty, like I want to, and like, let's get something to drink. So I was like, I'll go upstairs. I'll get 3 pops for us. So I go up to the elevator to go up to deck 9, and I'm in the elevator with this very sharp looking gentleman, very nice dressed man. And you know me, I talk to everybody, right? So like, I just want to know his story. I'm like, oh, like, dang, dude, like you're looking good. And he's like, oh yeah, thanks. And I'm like, and then I get out, like he's still like going up. So I'm like, so he's going to Palo, right? Because Palo's on 10. I'm getting off at 9. I'm like, enjoy Palo tonight, is what I tell him, because obviously he's going to Palo, right? So we have dinner, like I didn't tell the girls this story. I come back with the 3 cups, blah, blah, blah. We play trivia, have dinner. And then we go to Cadillac Lounge, which is like Keys.
Yep.
And there's a piano player in there, as you know, I have an old fashioned, we're talking and all this. And all of a sudden this guy starts playing piano. And I look up there and I'm like, that's the guy. like I recognize the outfit and everything. I'm like, that's the guy that I told him, like, enjoy Palo. That's the sharp dressed man. Oh, it cracked me up.
And like, guy, what tune would you like me to play on the
yeah. So his name is Joel Fernandez. Terrific guy. He's awesome. Like, and like I was smiling the whole time. Like he saw me, he winked at me, a couple times during the set. And then afterwards he came over and I was like, do you remember me? He's like, yeah, the guy from the elevator.
The guy from the elevator.
Yeah. So him and I became best friends, the rest of the cruise. The piano
sure he told that story a few times.
I mean, he had a day off, but so he probably did like 3 sets for 3 days. I probably saw like 7 of the 9 sets. I mean, like, dude, he was, I know, right? He was awesome.
We always stalk people on cruises, though. Once we find somebody like that we enjoy on the cruises, we stalk them. I mean, that's just what we do, because we're like, oh, dude, you're a great bartender. You're a great act during the cruise. Like, we'll come see every one of your shows. That's just how, that's how
this is going to be a theme you're going to hear, Mike, when you compare things. I found Cadillac Lounge to be better than Keys.
Okay.
Because
I remember from way back. Dude, By the way, Cadillac Lounge used to have Florissant, Missouri on the carpet.
Are you serious?
I have a picture of me and Mallory laying on the carpet, because it used to be called Beat Street down there. Okay. Now this was before like it went into dry dock a long time ago. The adult area was called Beat Street, and like it had a Route 66 theme, and the carpet throughout the whole thing was like a map of Route 66. And I'm laying on the carpet with Mallory. And there's a dot. I don't know why they picked Florissant like on the map, but there's a dot of Florissant on the carpet. We're laying there pointing at it. It's like my old.
That's a great memory. That's awesome.
It was right next to Cadillac Lounge. We were back because I'm like, we're going into the adult area, because it was like in the morning, right before anything happening. I'm like, we're getting a picture. Mallory's like.
So it wasn't called like After Hours then, like that area.
No,
it was called
Beat
like.
Street.
Oh, that's cool.
It
Okay,
was still called Cadillac Lounge back then.
okay.
But it was called Beat Street.
That's
Yeah,
cool. Okay,
yeah,
that's awesome. I love learning that stuff.
Yeah, it was either Magic. One of them was called Beat Street, either Magic or the Wonder, the adult area, because they had different names. Anyway, so Diane's got a question for you. Did you see as much like Disney gear for the people walking around this like West Coast cruise you do like on the Port Canaveral cruises? In Port Canaveral, like the cruises out of Canaveral, everybody's in Disney gear the whole cruise.
You did after the first day, because I think people like may have underpacked because it was a little chilly, so everyone was snagging up those like that quarter zip long sleeve, and like everyone was buying up the gear like in the gift shop. So you started seeing a lot more of it after that day. But I think we might have been the only ones that packed any Disney gear. Like Liz packed all her like Disney sweatshirts from previous cruises, but I think you would have seen. You did not see as much like ahead of time for sure. That's a great question.
That is a great question. Okay,
I bought a rare thing right here. I brought my my towel animal.
I saw you talking about that on the Discord. And,
Yeah.
so, and there was that you could only get one per stateroom, right? And something like one per address or something.
Yeah, one per stateroom. Even if you had like even if you and I were like in a stateroom together, Mike, like different addresses or whatever, we could still only get one per stateroom. Kind of crazy.
That's great. Yeah, because I remember we were on the Destiny. They had a ton of those things in December. I wonder why there's a shortage now. Like they didn't have any limitations on them on the Destiny. It was like little is that the elephant guy? Like is that what that is?
Yeah, it's like from the commercial, remember? Like
or those like a little is he an elephant
like
or something? Is that
or Evie? I don't know how you
tall guy. Okay, so we gotta get going. So
I'm still on day one.
Yeah, I know. So we got to roll. Okay, so it's where do you go the first full day of the cruise?
So we go to Catalina.
Okay, let's talk about this.
It's my favorite port that I've been in the U.S.
That's what you said. To me, kind of, and I've never been here either. Mackinac Island, like possibly.
Yeah, very Mackinac Island. So there are cars here on like Mackinac Island, but a lot of golf carts, which we rented a golf cart, and I highly recommend that to anyone that goes to Catalina. There are a couple spots very popular, like right off the port or right off the dock, that you can rent golf carts from. So we booked an excursion through Disney Cruise Line that was at the Casino Theater. So I don't know if you know anything about Catalina. I mean, as a Cardinals fan, you might not care too much about this, but like the Wrigley family like is all over Catalina Island. Like they like own this island basically. Like there's like a Wrigley mansion they own, like the Casino Theater we went to, like they're all over the place.
Yeah, never heard of them. Yeah.
You never heard of them? Yeah. So we did this cool excursion, got to learn this history about this theater, which was really neat. And then we went and had lunch at this place called Luau Larry's, which was like this tiki bar kind of place, right up our alley. It was super cool. But the golf cart excursion was so cool, Mike. So we rented a golf cart for 2 hours, and then they gave you a map, which kind of like took you like through the outer perimeter of the island. And we just like drove up this like huge hill to start, and then you just got stunning views of the ship. So there's a good information to know. So there's no dock here, so you tender at Catalina. So that's part of the reason why we wanted to book an excursion too, because it kind of gives you like priority, So like when our excursion time came, like we were getting the first tender boat that was there. So which was crucial for us, or else like you might have to wait depending on what time you're trying to get off for a tender. But they were pretty good with the tender boats. They had two kind of running constantly from the aft side and then the forward side pretty regularly, it looked like all day. So that was really good. But the shots, Mike, that we had from the top of that mountain, like looking down on the Wonder,
oh my God,
unbelievable.
I saw them. The only other better is similar shots that I've had were when we were in Tortola at the top of the mountain there, down the Fantasy, the ship we were on. Yeah. But they were the same thing. I was like, oh my, they're postcard shots. Like,
yes, exactly.
They don't look real. They look photoshopped. Like they're that good. You had some of those in Norway on your Norwegian cruise where
this reminded me of our
like, they're not real. I'm like, those are not real. Like they're that good.
It reminded me of our day in Olden in Norway a little bit. Yeah.
There were a couple times I'm like, that is not real.
Yeah, and so this was just so cool. So we just drove around on this golf cart. Like we stopped and they had like little like lookout points on the map that you can go to. There was like this garden you can go to, and there was like this golf course. It was like the most western golf course or some, I don't know, like the oldest golf course west of the Mississippi or something that we like went to and like looked around. Like it was so neat. And then we had that for 2 hours, and then there's a miniature golf course. You know us, we love mini golf. So then we played mini golf. We went through the shops. It was neat, and definitely had Mackinac vibes, like you were saying. There's like ice cream shops, fudge shops, and all that. Like just anywhere you looked, it was a stunning view, like houses on the hills or whatever. It was neat. Like you could have made, they had like a little beach, so you could have kind of made it a beach day. We weren't trying to do that because early March, like it wasn't going to be like the best beach weather. And I'll just tell for the listeners, it looked really rocky too. Like I don't know if I would have wanted that to be kind of like a
Yeah.
good beach excursion. I'd rather just like walk around, do the golf cart, and kind of make that my day, honestly. But it was stunning. I researched it a little beforehand. And I was like, oh yeah, that looks like it's gonna be really awesome, and it blew my expectations. And I had kind of had high expectations. It was so neat. It's my favorite U.S. port. Like it just blew my mind. It was so good.
And I think you picked just the right time of the year, right? I mean, the weather was really, I mean, just it was a great day though, like weather-wise for like cruising around a golf cart, mini
Yeah,
golf.
and it got a little chilly, like cruising on the golf cart, like high altitude a little bit, but it was perfect for us. It was great, like because like we had like long sleeves on, sweatshirts. It was perfect for that.
Oh, so good. Okay, so and the tender wasn't a big deal. You just hopped the little boat.
But yeah, and the tender is kind of fun actually. It's like another little
You get
small little
good
boat
pictures
ride.
of the boat too. I mean, you get
Oh yeah,
outstanding.
it is. You do get a good shot of the boat. Yeah, when you get off of there. Um, and there was crew getting off too. Like on the way back, like I sat next to a crew member because this was their first time. This is the first sailing doing this itinerary. So like the crew hadn't done this in a while. So like they were excited to get to Catalina. So I was like asking the crew member, like, what did they do today? Like what do they like to do? Like it was just fun, like chatting with them. They were excited to go back and start doing like the Catalina excursions or stops again.
Nice. Corey
It
is
was awesome.
excited to get to Catalina.
It was so good.
Yeah, me too, Corey. I'm right with you, man. I'm telling you, we're going to take another commercial break so I can definitely drag my wife into the studio. I can book this this itinerary. Okay, we're continuing on. So, okay, so you get back to the ship. You've had a beautiful day on Catalina. What's the evening hold for this? Where are you dining? What are you doing for entertainment? And plus,
Yeah,
I'm
so
sure we trivia at some point again because I know that you became the trivia.
yeah, we may have won a trivia. Without looking at my photos. I'll say this. Emily, like I love that girl. She's the best. Obviously, like she's my daughter.
100%.
But
We have the best kids. I mean, we're so
we
lucky.
had the best kids.
So lucky.
But the last few cruises, you're gonna get a laugh out of this. She loves going to Shutters and like seeing the photos we take throughout the
Mhm.
cruise. So as a dad, like if that makes her happy, like I'm gonna continue on with that. So I've been pre-booking like the photo package, even though like it's kind of pricey, but if you take a lot of prints, like it's good value, if you take advantage of that. So that's kind of been our thing is like just stopping at all the photo stops like on the ship because they'll set up those backdrops, right? Like where they have like Arendelle or like on Pirate Night, they'll have all those silly backdrops and like they'll be characters throughout the ship. So we do a lot of that before dinner. That's a nice thing about second dining is that you
Oh
can
yeah.
kind of hit up a lot of that, especially if you skip the show. We skipped the show the second night because it was Frozen, which we've seen Frozen
Mhm.
before, like on the Fantasy, I think. And the first time was Golden Mickey's,
Oh,
which I
you
didn't
guys
know they
see
had
Golden
Golden
Mickey's.
Mickey's.
Dude, I'm so jealous. I
I
love
didn't know
Golden.
they had Golden Mickey's on the Wonder
Oh,
Bike.
I saw that. I'm like, I know some people don't like Gold Mickeys. I love was
We love
Ensign
Golden Mickey's. It's the
Benson.
first show we ever saw on any cruise ship. On the
Oh,
Dream was the first show we ever saw.
it's so good. Was Ensign Benson still in the show? And
Yeah,
like,
Ensign Benson was still
was it
there. So
Bob
they
Iger?
don't cut the Bob. They don't cut the Bob Iger anymore.
No.
It's Captain Minnie
Okay,
Mouse now.
okay.
That's who they cut to.
Dang, still
Because I
so
joked,
good.
I was like, is it going to be Josh tomorrow?
Yeah, I was wondering how they're gonna do that. Yeah, but Ensign
Yeah.
Benson, man, that old I still remember that show is so good.
It's so good. I love the Golden Mickey. So we skipped the show that night and I did a bunch of photos because she gets a kick out of going up the shutters and just like laughing and looking at the photos. I think we had close to 200 photos.
Shut
We got.
up.
I'm not even,
See that
and that's
makes me
not a
really
Castaway
wonder
Key
though.
stop or anything, So that's kind of
Yeah.
impressive.
That is impressive. Holy smokes.
I will
You
say
really
too,
got to
though,
go
like
with the dinner.
it kind of had a little. They didn't have many characters. Like they had way more characters on the Magic. It was kind of interesting.
Huh.
There was no Chip and Dale at all. Never once on the cruise. You could not find Chip and Dale, which
That's
was
weird.
interesting because we like Chip and
Really
Dale.
weird. That's really weird.
Yeah, and like Mickey Mouse was only ever in his captain or his pirate outfit. Same with Minnie. Like it was kind of, they didn't have many outfit changes. So I mean, it was fine, but like it was interesting. There was like a little lack of characters.
That is strange.
Mhm.
Why? That's a good,
Yeah,
that's an interesting
yeah,
take. I
yeah.
would
But
not.
we went to Animators night 2. That
The
was
old
fun.
animators. I love the old the white.
I
And
love that old Animators, man. That
I
show at
love
the
that.
end is so good.
So good.
It's,
So
I mean, I
love those
won't spoil
old.
anything for anyone that's been there, but if you've been there, you know, like that the way they end that meal is pretty epic.
I
You
love
know?
those little pasta things that they have for the maybe everybody else doesn't, but I think they're the appetizer. Those
Oh yeah, yes,
little
yes,
cheese pasta things. Oh, those are so good.
yeah. So that was good. I like how the crew comes out too at the end of Animators there too. So that was so I'm filming, you know, and they stop. Like I think they try to stage it so they kind of like the crew like kind of your serving team kind of stops like where their tables are. So like I'm filming and I'm like, that's my serving team. That's my like I'm like yelling and like then everyone like yeah that's my serving team too. Like then everyone like starts getting like I started this trend.
You got
Man.
the wave going at the like a veteran.
Basically, I started the wave in Animators. Yeah. Oh, it was hilarious. But yeah, that was a good night. Then obviously I went to Cadillac Lounge that night, you know, saw Joel do a couple sets. You know.
He was waiting for you. Scotty
Um,
G's in the house, everybody.
yeah. But I know we're going long. So the next day was Ensenada.
Mhm.
And I mean there's been some stuff happening in Mexico, you know. So
And
a
I
lot of
asked you
people
about
were,
that 'cause I wanted
yeah,
some honest feedback on that
yeah,
because
some
in
people
a
weren't even sure if we were gonna even go, you know,
yeah,
like is it even safe to go there? And I mean, it was far enough away from like where some of like the major like issues and crime were happening. So and Disney wouldn't go if it wasn't safe, right?
exactly.
Yeah. So we went and we purposely booked an excursion for that. I know other guests on the ship, people were talking about it. Some people canceled their excursions. They're like, yeah, we're just gonna stay on. And that's totally fine. I mean, it's a beautiful ship. Like I don't blame them for
Exactly.
staying on.
And it's a
But
shorter itinerary too. I mean, the shorter itineraries, sometimes you need more time on the ship.
exactly. But we booked an excursion and it was cool. Like we went and toured this like this winery. So I thought it was gonna be more of an actual winery. Like it was kind of misleading a little bit, but basically like we went to like a wine bar. like but it was good though. So we got to taste some wines and the wine shop was really great. Like Corey, if he's listening, he would love it. It's kind of remind me of your wine shop a little bit. But so we got to taste some wine and we got to taste some olive oil. So they had like some homemade olive oils that they had. We got to dip them in bread, you know. So that was pretty neat. We also toured this old timer. I actually started by touring this old timer casino where like you would get a kick out of this, like where like the big gamblers would go. It actually used to be like a beach. It was kind of confusing. We're trying to figure out like how did this used to be a beach? And like I don't. It was the history was kind of interesting.
Was this before or after all the wine tasting?
This was before the wine tasting. Yeah, I know. Like I see where you're getting there, but but then like so we're going around here. This is where the private baccarat table was, and like there was a big gun battle here, and then they showed us like these bullets in the wall. I'm like, is that real? Like, or did they stage that?
Yeah, that's
And then they show us this bar. They're like, this is where the first margarita was ever tasted, you know, and like I don't know. I mean, was it true or not? I don't know, but it
the
was good
guy on our last
storytelling.
cruise on the Magic told us about where the first margarita was made. Remember what's his name
Oh
on the
yeah.
Magic? He gave us that story, the
Oh,
first margarita.
that's right. Maybe I'll have to listen back to my video if I have it and like
Yeah,
see if it
well, I
like
mean,
lines up.
I think you did tape it because he talked
Yeah.
about because we were in that thing like twice, I think.
Yeah, I'll have to see. Like, I know he didn't want to be filmed, but I like filmed the audio a little bit so I could like
Yeah,
listen
yeah.
back. So I can
I
like,
think he said it was in San Diego though, so I don't know. There might be.
yeah, maybe. But anyway, so I mean that was pretty cool. But so Ensenada is really like the home of fish tacos. Like
Oh, now we're talking.
so our tour guide was like, hey, I have a friend here who's got a fish taco cart. And if anyone wants a fish taco, I'll call him and he can like fire it up and we can get some fish tacos before we go to like the wine shop. And yeah, I raised my hand like I'm in. And like a couple other people did too. So she was like, so those who want fish tacos, follow me. So we go over there. She's like, how many do you want? I'm like, I'll just do 2 fish tacos. So the guy's like, she's like, you sure you just want 2? I'm like,
Yeah, make it free.
no, I was like, yeah, I'll just do 2. So he's making them, blah, blah, blah. They look really good. I mean, kind of small. That's probably why she was like, you sure you just want 2? And like, so like I'm trying to figure out like how much are these things gonna cost, you know? And like he comes out, he's like, okay, that's $4. I'm like, what? Just $4 for there were $2 each for these fish tacos.
Oh my god.
Like I was like, yeah, I could have done like 20 of those things. And they were good. They were so good.
I'm sure
Like,
they were. Oh my
they
god.
were just like out of this little food truck, like in the middle of town, man. They were
Always the
so
best,
good.
though. Yeah, it's always the best. Like, oh my gosh. Oh,
But it was funny. Our tour guide like went back there and started cooking them too. Like I was like, is this like our side hustle or something?
okay.
You know?
Stop. Now I'm another commercial break. Pam, we got to book this cruise.
But yeah, so that was good. So and then we had some time on our own. So we're like in center town, kind of. Not. I mean, you're gonna get like people talking to you, like, "Oh, come check this out." Like, "Oh, do you want a cigar? Do you want this?" You know how that goes, right?
Yeah.
You know. So
I
like,
hate that Nassau. Yeah.
yeah, it had a Nassau vibe. We went and bought these cool hand glass like margarita glasses for me and Liz. Like I mean, it was cool. Like it was made right there. Like someone like handmade them in Mexico. They were only like $7. Like it was crazy. It was like crazy cheap. And Emily got this cool like art thing. So we wanted to shop local too, because like this is kind of cool. And like I know these people like work really hard to like
Yeah,
make
I do
this.
like to do that. I just don't like to be
Mhm.
haggled. Like, I don't even mind to pay like
It
even
was the haggling on the street that bothered me.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would pay more. Like, just tell me what the price. I don't want to be like, begging and like just like if there's a price on it, I'll pay it. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand like you guys work hard and this is how you
Yep.
make your living. I just don't want to have to go through all the like, people begging me to buy stuff. Like, I will buy because I understand this is how you make a living. I'm
Exactly.
comfortable here
Yeah,
by
just
begging.
the haggling on the street like is what gets me the most. But yeah, but we went in like every shop and like tried talking to the owners. I mean, Emily and Liz speak really good Spanish too, so they would like chat with them a little bit. And then this is where I kind of felt bad. We went to a Starbucks because like I like to collect the mugs, you know. And then like and then they ended up not having the mug, and then we still got coffees. I'm like, oh, we probably could have found like a local coffee shop,
Yeah.
and bought something. That's where like I felt the most guilty.
That's all right.
But then like our bus was sitting out, so we had like 15 minutes before our bus was going to go back to port, and our tour guide knew this guy that was sitting there that was like a candy salesman, and I had the Mexican candy. She's like, oh, you should talk to my friend here. And like I felt bad, like he gave us a sample, so I was like, oh yeah, I guess I'll buy a bag. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should buy 2 bags. That's the list.
Exactly. Like, we are so alike. I'd be like, dude, he gave me a sample. I got to buy 3 or 4.
Yeah, I was like, buy 1 bag. I'll buy 2 bags. And I was like, how much? It was like $25. And it was actually, I didn't think it was actually, I thought it was going to be less based on like everything else we paid for it, you know? And I was like, all right. Yeah, here's $25. I had the cash. And I was just kind of joking, like thinking like I got ripped off. I mean, I don't think I got ripped off, but flash forward a little bit. We're in San Diego in Old Town, like on our last night, like in the markets there. And Emily's like, Dad, you gotta look at this. Like we found the same exact bag of candy. Just one of those bags was $25. So like I got a deal actually.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You like, yeah, it was like a buy one, get one.
And they were selling like the individual candies for like $1.50. And I got like 80 of them for like $25. So I'm like, oh, actually, that guy I should have bought more.
Yeah, so they taste a lot better tonight after the podcast as you're eating them.
Yeah, so that was Ensenada. I mean, I would say like I was texting you about this. I think like about half the people got off the ship, half stayed on. So it kind of had like a Nassau feel there. Like I'm glad we got off because it was a new to us port. We'd never been there before. We wanted to explore and we wanted to see it. If we do this cruise again, will we stay on? Maybe not. But explore and see more of the ship maybe. But I'm glad we got off and and do some exploring. Maybe we would get off again next time. But we were safe, we were comfortable the whole time, and I think it's totally fine to get off and sit out and do some exploring.
Yep. And on your advice, I think if Pam and I go, we'll go do a DCL excursion. And because like I said, I've never been there. I want to see new places, and that sounds like comfortable, maybe not every time, but first time for sure.
Yeah. And it was like $45 or something. It wasn't too bad. We got like a bunch of wine tastings. Yeah. Like it wasn't bad at all. Actually, it was pretty good.
And you know what I like is the local tour guide. Like it gives you a little, like I love that. They're like, I know a guy that'll fire up a fish taco stand. Let's like that. That to me is like just as much of the experience as the like we're in a wine shop doing this, because then you're getting like, I mean, that's the flavor of the town. And the guy selling the candy that he made, you know, I don't know where he made it.
Exactly. And like the lady behind the bar was just telling like how they make the wine, the history of the wine. Like, yeah. And it was intimate, right? It wasn't like it was like 100 people and there was like our group of like 20 to 25 people, you know, like, and like you just, yeah, you can't put a price tag on that, right?
Yeah,
like it was so good.
Okay, so real quick, before we get into the rest of the cruise, Kyle's got, he says he's sailing the Wonder in May, so just a couple months here. Getting excited. Is the shawarma on the pool deck like the Magic? Did you get
exactly the same as the Magic? Yep. I've had both this year, and well, summer 2025, March 26th, so within the last year, exactly the same.
Okay, Kyle, you're good. Okay, we just had to get that. Hey, you got questions? We'll give you answers right in the middle of the trip report because we do this live here on the podcast. All right, Scott, continue on. Okay, so
yeah, I know you want to kind of wrap it up.
No, we're good. We're good. I mean, we're hanging out, so it's you and I. We can do whatever. So go ahead.
It's Pirate Night. Okay. Pirate Night that night. So, which Liz was like, I wasn't sure if they were going to do Pirate Night, you know, like because we're used to like pirates in the Caribbean, you know, like we're not in the Caribbean. But it was Pirate Night, and typically we like to book Paulo when we can for dinner that night. And now that Emily is old enough, she's 18, we can do that. So, and we wanted her to see, because I assumed that the Wonder Paulo was going to be very similar to the Magic, right? It should be like the same layout, and it very much is. And I mean, it's great experience as Paulo, right? I mean, so that was really great. I do love that open kitchen, like how they do that on the classic ships. That Paulo is really nice. I will say I think I like the Magic one better, like just the way, like because I was watching like my vlog of the video and I showed like these like colorful lights like on the ceiling, like on the Magic,
like circles, like the bubble.
Yeah, that's not on the Wonder one. It's very like white.
Yep.
It's just very plain Jane, like on the Wonder. I don't know, like, are they like refurbishing it or something? Like, I don't know, but I will say like I liked the Magic Paulo better. We did not do brunch because we wanted to do, because brunch is like a commitment, like on a sea day, you know. And while I love the brunch meal, we wanted to just on our sea day, which we'll get to here in a little bit, just wanted to do more exploring of the ship. So we just did the dinner, and it was great. I did the Soul. Emily was actually the only one that did the prefix, because Liz and I just wanted to like share a couple things because we've never actually gotten like the pizza at dinner and stuff. So we like Liz did a steak, I did the Soul, we shared a pizza and a pasta. It was delicious as always. Just a great experience at Paulo.
So good. You guys look so nice in your picture. And it's, I mean, talk about that transition though, because I mean, we're there now with Mallory. She's 18. I can't believe that. Our kids are both 18. This is crazy. And the other night, I told you this, I think we were talking offline at the cheer banquet, you know, big cheer thing, like, right. They serve you at a like country club and, you know, you go down the thing, like it's a wedding reception, but the thing Pam put, you know, was like part of the committee put it on. The big thing we served was chicken parm, right? You got the noodles and you put the chicken parm on top of the noodles at the next thing. And she brought me home because Pam stayed later to clean up and I had to get home and answer some emails and stuff. And on the way home, she's like, Dad, I tried the chicken parm and I liked it, because she's a real picky eater. I'm like, shut up. You like chicken parm? I'm like, you're 18 now. I'm like, wait till you go on the next cruise and you go to Paulo. I'm like, this chicken parm melts in your mouth. It'll be the best thing you've ever eaten in your life. If you like that chicken parm at the cheer banquet in Cottleville, Missouri. Oh, you don't even
that
know.
Will ruin her. That Paulo chicken parm will ruin her.
I'm like, if you like that chicken parm at a banquet center, you're gonna love the stuff at Paulo. Because, you know, I'm like, I can't wait for her to get to go to Paulo, just because we don't go to fancy, like, I mean, that's super fancy it's fanciest for us that we'll ever do. And, you know, like that whole experience. But now I'm excited because it'll be something that she will really like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna love it because like she's a Disney, I mean, she's platinum, I think, right? Or close to platinum. So like
she was platinum before Pam, because she
exactly. So she's been going to Disney Cruise Line forever. So she knows about Paulo, you know. So like to finally, that's how it was with Emily, to like she's heard about it so often, and like to finally be able to experience. And like I'll be curious how Mallory feels about it too, because Emily is like, wow, like you guys are right, like this place is awesome. You know,
cool for you guys, like you three now, because now it kind of completes, like you don't have to really worry about anything now. You can just book it, you three can go, and it's just, and I mean, nice. Emily she's been like an 18-year-old since she was like 13. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, and it worked out so good on the podcast cruise though, right? Because then like when the four of us went, like Pam, you, me, and Elizabeth, like Emily could have had dinner with the Bankheads, and the Lawrences were down there. So it's not like she like ate alone, so that's what's great about our podcast cruises, right? Where Mallory and Emily could still like dine with the Foresters or whoever was still
Mhm.
down there, which was great. Now when it's just the three of us, that me and Liz could never go to Apollo,
Right, right.
like, we were never gonna leave her alone for a meal. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, did we do that before? I'm trying to think.
You did not ever do that with Mallory?
I
Maybe.
don't think we did. I don't know if we have or not.
Need to watch a movie on the Funnel Vision. We'll be back in a couple
Yeah,
hours.
like maybe like with the Oceaneers Club, maybe. Like I'm trying to think if we ever did that or not. I don't know. But
It's maybe, but we won't talk about that right now. Okay, so
yeah.
let's move on. Okay, so your Apollo was great. Okay, so you didn't do this? Did you do the Pirate now? So it was
Pirate Night, exact same show on the Magic. So like
we had the Mickey
100%.
swung across the middle and all that stuff.
Yep.
And
So because it's funny, I just had edited like the video of like our Pirate Night like a few days before this
yeah.
cruise, so it was really fresh in my mind. Same songs, same dialogue, like the whole same experience, the same. And it's fun. I mean, it's fun. It's a fun show. So nothing really new there. And then it's the same. They had the same itinerary too, like for like the after events, like in the adult area. So it was like that transition to like crazy karaoke in the is it not Fathoms? It's Azure on the Wonder. So we went to that. Quick story about that. So got to give a shout out. I cannot remember her name, but there's this lady from Australia, and gotta send her some love because I know she's kind of hurting right now a little bit. She had been on the Wonder 31 times, I think she said, like in the last like 2 years or something.
wait,
So
what?
and so she was getting, I know we have a lot of Australian friends, so maybe like one of her friends listens to the podcast, so shout out
Mel
to
was
our
just
Australian
she was tuned in live as we were recording. She may still be.
friends.
Hopefully, she's still tuned in. Mel down in Australia.
Yeah,
Our friend.
because so she wanted to sing a song at karaoke, and she wrote her own song because this was her last sailing on the Wonder for a while. She had done like 5 straight cruises. She had done 31 cruises over the last 2 years, and she was just like, "This crew is like my family. These are like my family, like my friends. And like, and tomorrow is going to be my last night on this ship. And like I'm saying goodbye to them. So like I have to like sing this song that I wrote for my family. And she sang it to like the tune of like Go the Distance from Hercules is like the
No way.
melody she had. So she's like, yeah, so she just like belted out this song, and like it got the room like pretty emotional, and like
That.
yeah, and like and I saw her throughout the cruise too. She was on one of our excursions. She was on our excursion in Catalina, and I was talking to her a little bit, so it was just really interesting. She came from like the sailing that went from like Hawaii to Vancouver. I mean, she's been like all over like the ship on the Wonder. So it was just like kind of cool. And she was like, "You all are gonna be like on my last cruise on the Wonder, like thanks for being great guests." Like the crew, like it was just kind of cool. Like, so we got to see her like perform that song in Azure that night at Crazy Karaoke. She did her own song.
She
So
had
it's kind of
sailed
cool.
with so many of our listeners because we've had a lot of listeners on the Wonder over the past like X amount of cruises before you. So
Yeah.
a lot of our listeners right now are like, I sailed with that lady. I can guarantee you they're like,
Yeah, yeah.
who was it? Who was it? Because I know like Aiden down in Australia. Yes, you sailed with her because I know I'm thinking about a lot of people that were on those cruises, and I'm like,
Mhm.
yes, you did sail with her. So what did you? I mean, real quick. I mean, was there any circumstances of why she got to sail so many like back to back cruises? I mean, just
I don't know. I don't know.
just like
I
she
found
did
her
one
Facebook
I
profile. I
mean,
was going to send her a friend request. I still might just
that'd be awesome.
to stay connected with her because I'm just kind of curious about her backstory a little bit, because it was just kind of fascinating, like
That is
how
pretty
she's been
cool.
on the Wonder so many times. I was like, I hope she goes to Apollo every cruise, because like she's platinum, obviously not.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that free deal.
I mean, heck yeah, she's probably, I'm sure she's Pearl. I mean,
Yeah.
she's just
She's got to be Pearl now. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, she's got her name on the sign. I'm guessing. Okay, so yeah, so you did that. Okay, so let's talk about your sea day because to me, sea days best days. But
Oh,
just
really quick though. So Mickey Churro waffles, people go crazy for them. I mean, they're pretty good.
you like them.
I like them.
Yeah,
People
Mickey
go really
waffles are
nuts for them. I don't go as nuts as most people do, but I like them. I enjoy them. They're usually like on that last day. most sailings, or like
Yep.
the last
Key
sea
day or
day.
Castaway Key Day sometimes. Yeah.
But it was Ensenada. I think it's because we were in Mexico.
Oh, because
And
they're kind of like churros. Yeah.
that threw people off, Mike, because a lot of people were like, why didn't they do churro making waffles on this cruise? Like, you went to the Facebook group, like, I don't understand why they didn't do them. Like, a lot of people didn't go to Cabanas on Ensenada Day,
Oh,
and that's when they did them. So a lot of people were thrown off.
well, you got to
Yeah.
always check. I mean, you never know.
That
Yeah.
was another thing too. A lot of people complain about that, and they complain that there was no Mickey bars on this cruise either, like for like kids desserts in the dining room.
And that was true.
Yeah, because
Now that's a crime. I'm sorry, dude.
I think it's because they just didn't have the stock, because they came from Vancouver, like from where like the ship was coming from. They just didn't have a supply of them yet, because it was like the first sailing for this itinerary. They just didn't have a supply yet, is what I heard.
Dude, if you need to drop those things like in a box from a helicopter onto the top deck into the goofy pool, you got to make that happen. Like
I don't know how you don't have Mickey bars on the
dude,
Disney.
that thing has to have a big crate. You know, like how they used to, like, I don't know, was that a movie like Operation Dumbo Drop or something?
Yes.
Where they dropped an elephant like a parachute. Like that's got to happen with Mickey bars. Like you cannot have a Disney Cruise Line ship without Mickey bars. You got to make it happen.
I don't know, but yeah. So anyway, because I was just thinking like, oh yeah, that last day sometimes is Mickey Churro Waffle Day, but it wasn't, because it was at Ensenada. But yeah, so we went to Cabanas, no power brunch for us, and yeah, it was just a chill day. You know, just I love sea days. Aren't they the best?
Because you don't have any stress about like, when are we going to get off the ship? What are we going to do? When are we going to get back? And we're going to clean up. Like it's just.
But like, I still like to wake up early, you know, and my girls kind of hate me for that. And because I love the photo package, right? Like my girl Emily wants to go to Shutters and see all these photos, so I booked a Royal Gathering, you know, which for those that don't know, like the princesses will meet like in the atrium. It's a cute thing.
You changed the total average age of the people that booked the Royal Gathering.
Oh yeah, we totally did.
Like 10 years.
So I booked the Royal Gathering, and that was at 9 a.m. So we still had to wait. I still had to wake up my girls early. They kind of hated me for it.
Yes, they
no
did.
sleeping in. Oh my gosh, but like there was a family. There might have been like four groups in front of us, but they're all like cousins and stuff. So they took their photos separate in front of us, and the last princess was Tiana. And they all wanted to do like a cousin's photo with Tiana at the end, because like they would have all like gone through them. And they asked the cast member, can we bring everyone back for like a cousin's photo? And they were kind of like, yeah, I guess, like, because they just didn't want to hold up the line. But like, I mean, come on, Disney, just let them do it, you know? And like, they were like, yeah, do it. But this one boy was like grumpy the whole time, like seeing like me and Liz were kind of like nudge each other, like look at him, like, because he was like, they dressed him like in this like knight outfit, you know, this prince.
He didn't want
like
this,
and he wanted nothing to do with any of the princesses the whole time. And then like, and he still wouldn't do it. If they're listening, I got lots of entertainment out of this watching this kid. Like, I'm not saying this in a negative way, because it was funny to me. But he wanted nothing to do with it, and they were trying to bring the boy back in for the cousin photo because it was gonna look so cute. Like, and then the mom just wanted him to be in the photo so bad, and he wouldn't do it. And then finally, the mom just like held him in the photo. So, and I said to Liz, that's going to be a great photo when they look back at it 10 years from now.
If he would have just been standing there smiling, not a remarkable photo.
Yeah.
But in 15 years, that picture's way better.
And they're going to be wondering, like, why was mom in that photo?
Yes. Those are
why are all the cousins here? But why is mom in it?
Yes, that's way better. And hopefully he's got like just a scowl.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, it was so entertaining to watch. But yeah, so we did that, and then went to Cove Cafe, you know, because you can just be so chill, right?
I saw your coffees that morning, dude, with the little stamp on top, and I was like,
oh yeah, the Jack Jack diaper dash. We did that in your honor, Mike.
I appreciated that. Yeah, betting on the babies.
But and it was fun. I think we've only really watched it in passing. I know how much you enjoy it, and like we talked. We might even did a hit on the vlog about like how much you enjoy it, and like we thank you for it, introducing us to it, because we thought it was great, and we had a great like entertainment team on this cruise too. The whole crew. I was gonna give a shout out at the end of this podcast. Like the crew is incredible on the Magic. I mean, on the Wonder, they love on the Magic too, but they love the ship. They're passionate about it, and they just do a really good job. And like that entertainment crew, though, they were so into the diaper dash, and there were so many kids that signed up, Mike. They had to do 3 heats.
I love that. I love it
before they can get to the final. But there was this kid, Hank, named
Dude,
after
I
like
love these names nowadays. Like, dude, a little baby named Hank. Did he come out with?
Well, he was named after like the whale or whatever, like in Finding Dory, or I think it was a whale, definitely named after in Finding Dory, and like the dad is like holding him, and he's like already he's already on the move, and the dad is like holding him in the air, and the mom brings a remote control from the stateroom. As like the target, you know, at the end, which I thought was hilarious. And they're like 3, 2, 1, go, and Hank is like 3.2 seconds, like he was in the first heat. We all said like no one is beating Hank, like no one can beat Hank. And then the next heat runs, and the next heat, and there was a couple good people who were like I still got my money on Hank. He's well rested because he was in that first heat.
Yeah, he was. That's a spot.
Like I feel bad for the person that won heat 3 because they got to go right back at it. They got to take Hank again, and Hank, you know, he's back out there. He's ready to go. They got the remote. Boom, set a world record again. Like, I mean, Hank was unstoppable in the Jack Diaper Dash. Like, so entertaining.
They should bring back all the number ones like at the end of the year, like to have a diaper dash off.
Could you imagine like that? You get like a
discounted not a free cruise, but like a placeholder kind of discount.
Yeah, placeholder. Yeah.
Exactly. Or like the diaper dash at sea challenge or something.
That'd best awesome. Of. That would be so good.
So good.
Oh, I mean,
you know, Disney's in knee deep with DraftKings, and you know, we can bet on it.
There you go.
Now everybody's like, stop. I know, stop. The best thing about the Olympics was there was no DraftKings ads for like 2 weeks. Go ahead.
Sure. But I mean, they're very clear that even though we're on international waters, there is no betting on the babies.
Exactly. If you do it, just don't tell us.
Yeah. Exactly. But oh yeah, I mean, so that was really good. When we boarded the ship, I was like, oh, is Hopper's gonna be on here? You know, the new Pixar movie that was being released. It wasn't on the Navigator app. I was like, oh, I thought they would release Hopper's. And then that morning, I think Christopher was his name, or Matthew. There was a Matthew and a Christopher. Like they had, and I don't remember which one was the cruise director. Announced like, oh, and just to share with everybody, tonight at 11:30 we will be premiering Hoppers at Sea. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. I lasted 45 minutes into that. I was out. I mean, I tried. I really tried. Yeah, I did. But it's kind of cool how they show them in the Lake Buena Vista Theater and the Walt Disney Theater. I think that's kind of neat how they show them in both. But man, I couldn't. I was tired. We were wearing each other out on this cruise.
Exactly. I would never have made it. So did you go to the big theater or the movie theater?
We went to the little theater. We went to the Buena Vista Theater, the small theater. But anyway, so that was a great sea day. You know, went to Cadillac. I haven't even talked about the French Quarter Lounge. I really love the French Quarter Lounge. So it would have been the Soul Cat Lounge on the Magic.
It's a good spot right there, man. It's just
a great spot. And we met a great crew member. His name is Onrik. You gotta say it like Onrik. From South Africa. Became really good friends with him. You know, Onrik at the bar is a friend of mine. I kept joking about, you know, from the Billy Joel Piano Man song. He'd make an old fashioned for me, and the joke was when he would come to our table, he would like start rubbing my shoulders, you know, and like, oh, I was like, oh yeah, that feels good. Then he would rub Emily's shoulders and Elizabeth's shoulders, and like the joke was, I was like, Onrik, you need to get a gig at Sense's Spot, you know.
Maybe he works there too. Who knows?
Yeah. So shout out to Onrik. He was really great. But we just made friends with so many crew members. But what I really like about this is what I'm trying to get at. The French Quarter Lounge really ties in well to Tiana's place. Because
and that's right on the hallway. To hear about this, because I mean, like this whole thing was building up to Tiana's, because that's
that's where our dinner was that night.
Yeah.
And where like the Soul Cat Lounge doesn't transition as well to Rapunzel's table, I feel like, you know, like, because that's like
it's jazz, and then like I don't know what's Rapunzel, like Germany,
medieval, you know, like I don't know,
bucket on his head, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, which I like Rapunzel's. I love that show. I love that meal. It was really good, but like
disconnected. Yeah.
But when you're walking to Tiana's, you're walking by the French Quarter Lounge. You hear some jazz music. There's like a duo out there playing some music. It just really like sets the scene. So I feel like that's a really smooth transition of like how it's laid out on the ship and Tiana's place. it blew me away. Now, I'm not going to say like the menu was like the greatest. I mean, me and Emily had this good soup that had like a scallop in there and like a piece of shrimp or whatever. Like, we really enjoyed that. Liz and I got like some like grits, like some shrimp and grits appetizer thing maybe, but we all got like prime rib, which was really good, but it was the show. And maybe it has something to do with our table. So we were like right in front of the stage. And like that might have played a key role because like we are right in front of this jazz band and they were smooth and they were so good. So you had an upright bass, you had a piano player. There was like 4 or 5 different piano players on this ship. Like this, they were just loaded with talent.
Was one of them your guy in this?
No, the Joel was not. Joel was not on here. Yeah,
winking at you. Oh man.
But, yeah, so you had Joel and Cadillac. You had Bernadette that played like in the atrium. You had another person that played at French Quarter. Then you had this guy and Tiana's. They were all different.
Oh my god,
it was crazy. And then you had the singer, and he had like this little box that he like played the drums on, and they were so good, Mike. Oh my gosh. And they would not only did they play like Disney songs, but they played like, New Orleans jazz, which I just love that, and then Tiana would come on and like sing some songs. And then she came around and would meet with guests. And maybe it's because like our dining room was like 50% full, so she had more time to interact. It wasn't like very rushed. You're like, oh, hi, boom, next table. Oh, hi. Like she got to like talk to us a little bit, but then it got wild. And maybe this is because of like our table, like, and I think just everyone was into it. And I think it was cool. It was our last night. It was just like, because it was just like a big celebration. I think if you had it like on your first night or last night would be ideal for Tiana's, because your first night is like, yeah, we're on the ship. Woo, let's have this big celebration. Or like, that was a great cruise. Let's celebrate now. So I like the first night or last night for Tiana's. Then, yeah, they just play like Dig a Little Deeper, or Almost There. Actually, they played both. And Emily and I both said like, oh yeah, I bet you one of those songs is going to be a finale. And it'll be in both. And you just like did the Disney parade is kind of what I call it. You see it at Ohana, you see it in the world, like all those character meals, and like, but every single person got up and did the parade. It wasn't just the kids. I swear, every adult got up, and we just went around with all our crew members, and we started doing limbo dances. Like they had limbo sticks out, and everyone's doing limbo to like dig a little deeper. It got so wild in there. It was so much fun. Like,
and this was second dining too. This wasn't early dining. This is
I know. This is like 9:15, 9:30 at night. People are like tired from the cruise. Your luggage is out, already being taken off the ship, basically. Yeah. Oh, it was so. And then they bring out the beignets. The beignets were really good too.
Up,
like,
shut up.
Oh yeah, it was. That was a great way to just end the cruise. And then like my energy is gone. Then I go to the Soul Cat and then like see Joel like, all right, now I'm gonna play some Beatles songs tonight. Because he's got this like smooth, like soft voice, but it was still good.
Like, I'm gonna miss tomorrow night. I'm gonna be back in.
I know he did a Beatles. He did a Beatles set. You know me, I love the Beatles. There's no way I was gonna miss Joel singing the Beatles. And that might have been what tucked me in. That's why I couldn't make it through the movie. Like Emily didn't even attempt it. Emily was like, I'm showering, going to bed. You guys go to the movie. Like, smart kid.
She's like, that movie will be showing in Ann Arbor.
Yeah. But then and then the next morning, yeah, that was it. We still went to Tiana's. This has been our thing. We used to always go to Cabanas. I think it's because we always did early dining. And if you're on early dining, you had to do like your restaurant like at 6:30, or you had to get to the restaurant early, So that's why we probably always used to go to Cabanas.
Yeah, we did the sit down last time, and it was easier because we were on second dining. So yeah, it makes sense.
Because you got to be there at like 8 if you have second dining, you go to your restaurant at 8, which is doable.
That is the biggest thing with second dining is that debarkation morning breakfast is way better. Like it's way better because you don't have to rush. Because they're not going to let you stay on the ship, so they're gonna, and you can grab breakfast. So yeah, that's okay. So sorry guys, this show is way longer, but I mean, I had to hear. This is why we didn't talk Disneyland, or we're going to do about that separate. But okay, a couple other things I got to ask you because we're way over, but this is fine because I had to hear all this, and we had 5 fake commercial breaks because I am totally booking this cruise. I love this. So I wanted to ask you though, Magic Wonder, both within a year's time. You said you preferred the Wonder to the Magic, but they're, the bones of the ship are the same.
Yeah.
So you mentioned though, you thought, Apollo better on the Magic to the Wonder, just aesthetically, some of the lights, decoration, so forth. Because you mentioned obviously Tiana is superior to Rapunzel's, that restaurant. Any like what
They're just
other
different, you know what I mean? They're just different shows, but I think I like Tiana's better. I just liked the jazz, like the live music going on in there, you know. But I think the lounges, it's kind of like the adult spaces. So I think French Quarter is better than Soul Cat. I didn't even talk about O'Gill's.
Okay, O'Gill's, talk about that too.
I didn't talk about O'Gill's and Crown and Finn. If you compare those, O'Gill's and Crown and Finn, exact same layout, right? But I think Crown and Finn is just has a better vibe to it. I think
so it's an English. No, wait, is it it's an English type
English pub.
thing,
It's
right?
English pub. Yep.
Instead of
But
Irish.
yeah, so it's not like the bright green carpet, which I mean the bright green carpet is cool in O'Gill's, don't get me wrong, but it's just you got the UK telephone booth as you walk in. It's got like all these Disney Easter eggs. There's 101 Dalmatians artwork and stuff like that. There's a Mr. Toad picture like behind the bar. Like I just like those little Easter eggs. The soundtrack is awesome. Like they're playing like all these like cool like new wave and like alternative music and like 80s music. Like it's just cool. Like Crown and Finn is a really cool spot. And I love O'Gill's on the Magic too. So like when I compare to like the like for like spots, and this is not a knock at the Magic at all, because I love all those spots on the Magic too. I just think I enjoyed them like slightly better on the Wonder. That's why you and I need to sail the Wonder together, because I want to sail this. I want to sail the ship with you so bad.
I was already working Pam at dinner, like before we record this podcast tonight. Like I'm like, dude, we gotta get Scott and Elizabeth and maybe Emily and Mallory. I don't know how we'll figure this out, but at least us four got to do this cruise together.
We do.
You've been on it, and I just got to do it. So, and I was like, we haven't sailed together. I mean, we did the podcast cruise. It's already been too long. Okay, but dude, the one thing we haven't talked about, you said like guaranteed stateroom. So what details, dude? What'd you get? I mean, what was it? We haven't talked. You
were gonna laugh at this. So when I booked the Magic for the podcast cruise, I booked 7520 starboard side.
Yep.
Right off, kind of like forward, kind of close to the elevators. Really love that location. Guaranteed, I got 7524, 2 rooms down.
Oh my gosh.
How hilarious is that?
I mean, when you book that, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah, it is. I think it was still like a navigator's like veranda, because it kind of had like a white wall like on the far end.
Yep, the Wonder has those. Yep, the Wonder has those.
But honestly, I kind of dug it though. I dug it. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed that veranda. But it was just so funny. It was 2 rooms down, and I love that location on those classic ships, especially like for our family that likes going to the Cove Cafe, likes going to the adult Cove pool and the adult spaces, because they're all forward of the ship. And if you're on deck 7, it's just 2 flights of stairs up, so you don't have to necessarily wait for an elevator. And it's just 4 flights. I mean, it's easy to do just the stairs for those spots, and when you're on deck 7, it's really easy to get to those spots. And honestly, the elevators really aren't that bad to wait for. They're very small, but they come through pretty frequently because there's 4 banks on each end there.
And the adult areas are so good on those classic ships.
Yeah, but I will say my one knock on the classic ships, I'm curious what you think about it. I do not like the rooms. Like, I don't like the furniture. Like at the end of the bed, there's this like hideous dresser. Like, so it makes it really hard. Like, you always have to like turn your body. I don't even care if you're like the skinniest person in the world, you still got to like turn your body around. Like that dresser at the foot of the bed, you know what I'm talking about? Is like really weird, I think.
It is like what it is over the years with the, you know, the Dream class ships, and now especially the Wish class ships, they have made the staterooms way better. Like they've learned like how to make them more efficient with, you know, like a lot of more plugs and a lot like how they you say how they just put the furniture.
Wish class rooms
they're amazing.
Those we were talking about like, oh, those are our least favorite like ships, but the rooms are amazing.
The state, they've killed the staterooms in the 3. Like they've definitely learned, like from the classics to the Dream class to the Wish class, every time they've exponentially made the staterooms better. Now the layouts of the ships and like how you flow as a guest, like, you know, I hate that there's not a track on the Wish class ships. I'm a runner. I mean, it's not everybody cares about that, but I'm, you know, it's just me. But it's just, you know, like I just like, you're exactly right though. But I don't spend a ton of time in the stateroom. But you're right, when you're in there, and if you have 3 people, like 3 adults, like, you know, we're in that kind of situation. Sometimes we're 4 adults in a stateroom. I just have to leave at some point. Like I also leave the girls in there, and like, I'll go up to Senses and take a shower. So, I mean, that's,
Sure.
if I have a pass, and this is how it is, like it's just, they're smaller, than the bigger ships, but it is one of those things. But you're right. It's a mess.
And we were talking via text at Starboard. I thought worked really, that would be my choice for this itinerary because of the gorgeous sunsets we got from our veranda. Like we were on the sunset side basically every time we left port, and they were just stunning. And you can see like seals from our, like we caught seals from our room like every night, like sailing out. Like yeah, you can go up to deck 9 and watch that too, but there's something about just like being in the privacy of like your veranda and kind of watching it too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I will say, just let me clarify what I just said. It's not bad to be in a stateroom with, I'm just saying, like, you're going to be jammed in there in the classic ships. We're fine. But when you have like 4 adults and 3 grown women, and you're all trying to get ready for dinner at the same time, that's when it becomes a challenge. I'm just saying.
That's why we get the veranda, because I just hang out on the veranda, or I go.
If I get done early, I go out into the veranda and close the drapes, and they can all get ready, or I just beat it. Like because like you have the split bathroom, so one person could be in the one side of the bathroom, one person could be in the other side of the bathroom, the other of the 3 can be like getting ready in the main part of the stateroom. I just have to beat it or be on the veranda. And so that's where the challenge is when you have a wife, a 29-year-old daughter, an 18-year-old daughter, and you're the dad. You get booted. I'm just saying. Yeah. So
that's kind of why we booked the veranda, because like we don't spend as much time on the veranda, I think, as we'd like, but I spend the most time on the veranda because I'm out there when the girls are getting ready.
Yeah.
That's where I spend the most time.
And I get up early too. Like I get up before anybody else. So I just go out there and I videotape and take pictures.
It's so nice. And then listen to the waves. Oh my God.
Pam's always like, I don't like being out there when it's dark. She's like, it scares me. I'm like, whatever.
I love it when it's dark.
Same. I'm like, dude, we're paying extra for this. What are you talking about?
It's so good.
I love this, Scott. Thanks for taking the time.
It went long, man. I have so many more stories. We'll talk about them on the live shows.
Hey, 100%. Dude, I could go for another 2 hours. I love talking to you, man. By the way, I love our Discord and our family and our podcast community, because I just have to say, some people came in with some very kind words about that show we did right before I had my surgery, where it was just you and I telling stories about you buying the margaritas and how we met and all that stuff. And we really, I mean, that was like the last show of 7 where I was just trying to get shows out there so we didn't miss any podcasts when I had my surgery. And we're just like, dude, I don't know what we can talk about.
We were tired.
Like, let's just tell some stories. And everyone was so kind. Like, we love those shows. Do more of those. So thank you guys for being so kind, because we have a lot more. Like, I just saw a picture go by on my digital frame here in the studio. It's Scott sitting in the barbershop at the Harmony Barbershop at Magic Kingdom. Like, we got our hair cut like in the 2 chairs one time, got the stuff on our hair, and we have all kinds of stories we could still tell.
I mean, there's a story of us at that at the Grand Floridian where the girls got their hair done. Yeah. We're like our heads are in the shampoo sink,
the sink, the golden garden trellis it was called, or something.
Yeah, something ivy trellis, I think.
Ivy trellis. Yeah. So
I think it's a Bibbidi Boutique now, though.
Yes. I don't think
anyway,
we got stop. If we're gonna do it again, it's gonna be 2 hours. Okay, so we'll do another podcast like that. I want to say thanks everybody, because it warmed my heart that you guys enjoyed that show. All right, so we will have, Monday? We're gonna have a live call-in show this Sunday night. Scott will be joining me, and give us a call if you have any questions about this cruise. Scott has all that. We'll talk about Disneyland on a future podcast, maybe Friday. We'll see if we can get that in. But it's coming to you soon. And don't forget, today's podcast brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We're standing by to get you sailing out of San Diego with Disney Cruise Line and any of the other itineraries. We'll get you a nice onboard credit for that cruise. Walt Disney World, Disneyland Adventures by Disney as well. No additional cost to you. So check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use that Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That supports our podcast with every purchase. BeOurGuestPodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You're the all-stars that make all this happen. Thank you so very much for that. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Coming over to patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. You can give me a follow on social media at BeOurGuestMike. That's on Instagram, X.com, and Threads. Scott is in those same places at Scott. Give him a follow today at EPSCOT. But the place you got to go if you have cruise fever, I'm telling you, Cruise Fever is, if you have it, you have to go to Must See Adventures on YouTube. Scott, just tell us a little bit about the channel, because I'm telling you, there's so many cruise videos right there, and the Magic, the Wonder, sister ships, a lot of parallels there right now. And this stuff will be coming out here soon too. I'm sure you took a lot of stuff to pop out here very soon, right?
Oh yeah. I took a lot of video of the Wonder, but if you like what we're talking about today, like, yeah, go check out Must See Adventures, because we're showcasing the sister ship, the Magic, right now. And you see Mike, there was a comment today, like the Wonder, our meal at the Wonder did not have hatless Mike in it, because if you want to see Mike without a hat at Palo, go check out Must See Adventures. Mike, that's what everyone's talking about. You without a hat and dancing.
Well, I mean,
my favorite part of the episode, though, for real, is like you and Emily like in sync dancing at Pirate Night. Like, I love that. You and Emily, like, you're such a good dad, you know, but like, even because Mallory wasn't on that cruise, and like, I just feel like Emily was like, all right, I gotta play daughter to Mike a little bit too here. So like, she would like dance with you a little bit too, because that's what Emily does, you know. She's like, oh, sweet. Mike needs a dancing partner here. Mallory's not here, so I'm gonna dance with Mike a little bit at Pirate Night too and be silly with him. I love this,
and that's why Emily is the sweetest. She's like my second daughter. She's so sweet.
Yeah,
well, the third daughter. Anyway. I forgot I got two.
You got a lot of daughters.
You got a lot of daughters, but yeah, thank you for that. So go over to Must See Adventures, like and subscribe, and check us out. And we are, and people are asking about the next podcast cruise. We are trying to figure that out. So I got a lot going on right now. I just got to make sure my daughter gets off to college. We got to figure out like move-in dates and all that. We are going to schedule that, because I know it'll be in 27, but the good news is it doesn't necessarily have to be in the summer this time. It might be in the summer, but it might not. So we're going to work with Scott's schedule, Pam, Ricky. We got a lot going on because Ricky's now a mom. So, but it's going to happen. So just stand by, and we're listening to everybody's feedback. So we are going to sail again, and we're going to have fun. We're going to listen to everybody. So it is going to happen. And you can come and do a tequila tasting with us, like you see on Must See Adventures, the latest episode, if you dare.
And there'll be another tequila tasting on the next episode.
Yeah, you're great. That's wonderful. Next one. Yes. This one was the latest one, though. Well, I mean, if this comes out, it might be the later, but yeah, when you had to go to Palo right after, that's a dangerous thing, but we did it, and it was fine. We did it. It was fine. Okay. So let's see what else. Oh, the Discord channel, come on over. It's open for everybody. It's where we just talk, and it's our community where we just stay in touch all the time. I mean, it's boops and all day, and it's just us all hanging out. It's free for everybody. Come on over to Discord, or no, it's brguspodcast.com/Discord. I almost forgot, because I have a link right there on everything that I own. All right, so we are going to jump out of here. We'll be back again on a Wednesday with more of your listener questions. You have a question you want to get in on the show right now, Mike at brguspodcast.com. Send that, and we'll answer that right away. So for Scott, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Monday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Record breaker.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry about that one.
No, dude, that's not you. I want to hear about this cruise. I so want to do this one. Because I want to see San Diego. Go and eat at that place you ate at, the breakfast place.
Dude, you would love the Mexican restaurant we ate at, dude. Like the homemade tortillas. Oh man,
chiquiles, dude. That when you show those chiquiles or whatever, I was like,
the chiquiles. Oh my gosh, yeah.
I was like, oh my,
yeah.
I was having like a piece of toast or something.
Before you go though, I want to tell you something off air before you go.
Okay, hang on. Let me stop. Okay. All right, we'll see you guys
later. Have a good night, everyone.